My life began amidst the grandeur of the Roman Empire, within the bosom of a noble family that had served the state for generations. Born as Licinius Valerianus in the year 193 AD, I was raised in the illustrious city of Rome, where the echoes of history reverberated through every stone and column. My father, whose name I proudly bear, was a man of considerable influence, having served as consul under the reign of Severus Alexander, a testament to our family's long-standing commitment to the imperial cause. From my earliest years, I was steeped in the traditions of our patrician lineage, groomed for a life of duty and service to Rome. Under the guidance of tutors and mentors, I received a rigorous education befitting my station, delving into the annals of history, philosophy, and the art of statesmanship. Yet, amidst the halls of learning, I also learned the harsh realities of the world beyond, where power and ambition clashed in the relentless struggle for supremacy. As I matured into manhood, I embraced the responsibilities that came with my birthright, serving in various capacities within the administration and military of the empire. It was a time of tumult and uncertainty, as Rome grappled with external threats and internal strife. Yet, through it all, I remained steadfast in my allegiance to the ideals of Roman greatness, instilled in me by generations past. My family, too, played a pivotal role in shaping my destiny. Bound by ties of blood and duty, we stood united in our devotion to the Emperor and the preservation of the Pax Romana. Together, we weathered the storms of fortune, drawing strength from our shared heritage and the knowledge that we were custodians of a legacy that stretched back centuries. In the year 253 AD, fate cast me into the crucible of history, propelling me onto a path that would forever alter the course of my life. With the demise of Emperor Emilian, the empire stood at a crossroads, teetering on the brink of chaos. It was a moment of destiny, and I, Licinius Valerianus, stood ready to seize the mantle of leadership and guide Rome through the trials that lay ahead. The year 253 AD marked a pivotal juncture in the annals of Roman history, a time of upheaval and uncertainty. As the tumultuous reign of Emperor Emilian came to a sudden and violent end, the empire found itself adrift, rudderless in the tempest of competing ambitions and conflicting loyalties. Amidst the chaos, I, Licinius Valerianus, emerged as a beacon of stability, a steadfast defender of the imperial legacy. With the support of loyal allies and the blessings of the Senate, I ascended to the throne of Rome, assuming the august title of Emperor Valerian. It was a moment fraught with both promise and peril, as I grappled with the weight of leadership thrust upon me. With the empire stretched to its limits by external foes and internal dissent, I knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges. Yet, I also harbored a deep-seated conviction that Rome, with its indomitable spirit and storied resilience, would endure. With the weight of the imperial diadem upon my brow, I embarked upon a journey to restore the glory of Rome and safeguard her interests against the encroaching shadows of adversity. Guided by the wisdom of my forebears and the counsel of trusted advisors, I sought to chart a course that would lead the empire to new heights of prosperity and power. But even as I assumed the mantle of leadership, I was keenly aware of the precariousness of my position. The throne of Rome was a coveted prize, sought after by many who harbored designs of ambition and conquest. To secure my reign, I knew that I must wield power with a firm yet judicious hand, lest the empire descend once more into chaos and strife. And so, with a sense of duty that burned bright within my breast, I pledged myself to the service of Rome and her people, vowing to uphold the ideals of justice, honor, and strength that had sustained our civilization for centuries. In the crucible of leadership, I would forge a legacy that would endure long after my mortal frame had turned to dust. My reign as Emperor of Rome unfolded against a backdrop of unparalleled challenges and upheavals. From the moment I ascended to the throne, I confronted a world in flux, where the tides of fortune ebbed and flowed with capricious abandon. Foremost among the trials that beset the empire was the specter of external aggression. To the east, the Persian Empire, under the ambitious King Shapur I, cast covetous eyes upon our territories, seeking to expand his dominion at Rome's expense. In the face of this looming threat, I marshaled the full might of the Roman legions, determined to repel the invaders and safeguard the frontiers of civilization. Yet even as I waged war against the Persian menace, I was beset by challenges closer to home. The fabric of Roman society was frayed by internal discord and dissent, as factions vied for supremacy within the corridors of power. To maintain order amidst the tumult, I enacted measures to bolster the authority of the imperial state, restoring discipline and cohesion to the ranks of the legions and curbing the excesses of the aristocracy. But perhaps the most contentious aspect of my reign was my policy towards the burgeoning Christian community within the empire. Fearing the subversive influence of this new faith, I initiated a campaign of persecution against its adherents, viewing them as a threat to the traditional values of Roman society. Despite the protests of their leaders, including the venerable Bishop Cyprian of Carthage, I remained steadfast in my determination to root out what I perceived as heresy and sedition. In the realm of governance, I sought to implement reforms aimed at revitalizing the economy and strengthening the infrastructure of the empire. Public works projects were undertaken on a grand scale, aimed at improving transportation and communication networks across the length and breadth of Roman territory. Through prudent fiscal management and administrative efficiency, I endeavored to ensure the prosperity and well-being of my subjects. Yet for all my efforts, the challenges facing the empire seemed insurmountable. The specter of war loomed ever larger on the horizon as the Persian threat grew more ominous with each passing day. And amidst the turmoil of the times, whispers of conspiracy and betrayal echoed through the halls of power, threatening to undermine the foundations of my rule. But through it all, I remained resolute in my commitment to Rome and her people, drawing strength from the knowledge that the fate of the empire rested squarely upon my shoulders. Though the road ahead was fraught with peril, I vowed to face the challenges that lay in wait with courage and determination. For I was Valerian, Emperor of Rome, and the destiny of the empire lay in my hands. The year was 260 AD, and the empire stood at a crossroads, teetering on the brink of catastrophe. Despite my best efforts to safeguard the realm, the forces arrayed against Rome seemed insurmountable, their shadow looming ever larger over the fate of civilization. It was in this crucible of conflict that I found myself, leading the legions of Rome against the relentless advance of the Persian hordes. Despite our valor and determination, we found ourselves outmatched by the cunning and ferocity of our foes. The battlefield ran red with the blood of brave soldiers, their sacrifices a testament to the indomitable spirit of Rome. But even as I sought to rally our forces against the tide of adversity, fate intervened with a cruel and unforgiving hand. In the midst of battle, I was captured by the forces of King Shapur I, my fate sealed by the capricious whims of fortune. As a prisoner of war, I endured the ignominy of captivity, my spirit unbroken despite the chains that bound me. Yet even in the depths of despair, I clung to the hope that Rome would endure, that my sacrifice would not be in vain. But alas, it was not to be. In the year 260 AD, I, Valerian, Emperor of Rome, met my end in captivity, my life snuffed out by the cruel hand of fate. My death was a blow from which the empire would struggle to recover, a grim portent of the trials that lay ahead. Yet even in death I remained steadfast in my devotion to Rome and her people. Though my mortal frame may have perished, my legacy endured, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness that threatened to engulf the world. For I was Valerian, Emperor of Rome, and though my reign may have ended in tragedy, the spirit of Rome lived on, eternal and unyielding. As the sands of time continued to flow inexorably onward, the legacy of Gallienus, the emperor who had fought so valiantly to preserve the integrity of the Roman Empire, endured as a beacon of hope and inspiration for future generations. Though my reign had been marked by strife and turmoil, it had also been a time of innovation and reform, as I sought to adapt to the changing realities of a world in flux. By transferring command of the Roman armies from the senators to professional equestrian officers, I had laid the groundwork for a more agile and efficient military machine, capable of meeting the challenges of an ever-evolving battlefield. Moreover, by expanding the role of the cavalry in warfare and creating a mobile cavalry reserve, I had revolutionized the way in which Rome waged war, ensuring that our legions remained a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. These innovations would echo down through the centuries, shaping the course of military history and influencing the strategies of empires yet to come. Yet perhaps my most enduring legacy lay not in the realm of warfare, but in the realm of ideas. During the relatively peaceful years of my reign, from 262 to 267, I had sponsored a vibrant intellectual renaissance at Rome, fostering a climate of creativity and inquiry that had breathed new life into our cultural and philosophical traditions. From the works of Neoplatonist philosophers like Plotinus to the vibrant artistic expressions that adorned the walls of our temples and villas, the spirit of creativity and innovation had flourished under my patronage, enriching the tapestry of Roman culture and leaving an indelible mark on the world of ideas. Though my reign had ended in tragedy and betrayal, the legacy of Gallienus lived on in the hearts and minds of all who cherished the ideals of Romanitas, the ideals of duty, honor, and loyalty that had sustained our empire for centuries. And as Rome stood poised on the brink of a new era, I knew that the spirit of Gallienus would endure, a guiding light in the darkness, inspiring future generations to reach for greatness and uphold the legacy of Rome for all eternity. Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences, including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge. Knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason, embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit, more than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing, and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit!